Hello everyone, I'm Jamie Bricker, and welcome to my ongoing series, Affective Leadership. Positivity promotes productivity. Now today I'm going to specifically focus on how to really establish effective communication throughout your organization. The first key is controlling the message. Affective leaders do a really good job of making sure any messaging is clear, concise, and timely, as they are well aware of the fact that any misrepresentations or misunderstandings or miscommunication, they can ultimately cost the organization an awful lot of time and an awful lot of money. The second key is all about really measuring and appreciating the potential impact of this message. In other words, we have the intent when the message is sent, but the key is what is the really impact on the receivers of this message, the people across the organization. Do they align with how the effective leader intended? And rather than just kind of assuming or hoping that things were in nice alignment, the effective leader is proactive, and he or she reaches out and checks in with some of his or her key people over the next few hours or days just to make sure the message was appropriately received. The third key has to do with oral communication. And of course, nowadays, I totally get it. We're in a different world. We can't sit down and have a face-to-face literally in the same room like we could for years and years prior to our pandemic. However, thanks to Zoom and many other excellent technological options, we can very much simulate that. And I think whenever possible, have a Zoom, have a face-to-face component, and really that nonverbal communication is key, as is the eye contact. I think especially when it comes to sharing important information and getting kind of honest feedback from people on a really key matter. So I would strongly recommend something like Zoom rather than a simple phone call. Now the fourth key has to do with written communication. And of course, it has some really great benefits. Memos and emails are a great way to summarize a meeting. And it's also an easy and very kind of effective way to really address what I call both the appreciation and the accountability. In other words, it's a wonderful way to thank a team or a division or a department or certain individuals for a job really well done. But in writing, we can also very naturally kind of outline upcoming meetings and roles and how things are delegated. So there's a real accountability piece. Now, it's important with anything to do with writing, however, I do need to kind of highlight two key caveats. Number one, of course, we don't know our ultimate audience. We have no idea who is eventually going to read this email. And also, of course, emails live forever. There's no time limit. So both in terms of the endless audience and the endless timeline, it is so important to be very clear on what you are writing before you send it. And also stick to the facts. If you want to get into opinions, once again, that's a personal connection piece when you're actually Zooming or with someone. But in writing, stick to the facts. And the fifth key is all about making these regular deposits, making the time and effort as an affective leader to really get to know your people. And over time, that creates a work culture that is all about sustained long-term commitment, where people are inspired to be part of the team rather than simply imposed short-term compliance. And that commitment is obviously better for everyone within the organization, and most importantly, it's best for the overall organization. So in closing, when it comes to having kind of an optimal situation across your organization in terms of communication, the affective leader really focuses on two things. They provide both clarity and sincerity.